Hello. Excuse me. Hello, Suzanne, Kathy, Natalie, Marie, Angela, Beverly, Julie, Anne, Bronnie. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Chantal. How are we all doing? Are we having a good bank holiday weekend for those of you in the UK? Hello, 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 hello. How is everybody? You good? Good. I'm not too bad today, thank you. Happy Friday indeed. Oh, bless you, Roz. You're very welcome. I'm glad you're happy with it. Today is a normal live again. If you would like to order, don't forget to use the bank holiday deal. So it's 15% off. I believe it's in the description above. Supporters, you also have a deal for your website as well. So if you're ordering on the Squidgy Pops website, don't forget to include that as well. There's still new stock on the website, so that's in the new in section on there. And we've got Queenly gifts all available. However, once these are gone, they are gone. Okay. Excuse me. I won't be able to do it today, Jan, while on the live, I'm afraid. But I can definitely get that looked into for you. If it's not working, I do apologise and I can have a look into it. But like I said, I won't be able to do it whilst on the live. I hope you can understand. Hello, hello, hello. Now I have put the order list on the page. So if... Oh my gosh. Honestly, I don't yawn until I start talking. I don't know what it is. I'm going to have to find out because it's terrible. I've put the order list on the page. So if you would like to order, there's still space available for today. And if you have ordered, hopefully you can find your name there. Okay. Perfect. So we're just going to jump straight in today. So up first today is Bronnie Van Leer. Bronnie, are you here? On the Squidgy Pop site, possibly not Emma, possibly just the Queenly gifts. Bronnie, hello, 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 hello. Just read your note there. Let me highlight it so I don't miss it when I process the order. That's absolutely fine. Okie dokie. So, it is Sophie. You've pinched Neil's Facebook. Okay, not a problem, Sophie. Bronnie, my lovely, you have got 2 Queenly gifts. I'm going to dive straight in. So these are the sparkle ones. So these are available to our supporters. Okay. Oh, the bits are coming off slightly. So let's go down. Bronnie, would you like to keep, or would you... Oh, you've already beat me to it. Donate the shells. Perfect. Okay, so Queenly gift number 1. Oh, and I can see a charm here. And you have 1 and 2 oysters. And your first charm is the Sunspot Charm. Now this is in the Gold Crackle. Okay, so again, these ones are not on the website yet, so you'll be the first person or one of the first people to receive one of these. So Sunspot Charm, you've got the points on both sides, so you can see that the charm doesn't sit still. And then you've got that crackle effect through there, and it has that slight gold crackle. So if I turn it around, you can see the slight gold there. And if I turn it back again, so there is the golden crackled sunspot. Now, with this one, you can have the pearl on or off of the jewellery, so that's going to be completely up to you. Okay, so let me pop that in there. And then opening up your parcel number 2, there's 1 and 2, and here is your charm. So you've got the rectangle crystal charm here. Now these ones are on the website. Now the colour here is light amethyst, which is a lighter purple rectangle crystal charm. So you can see here, light amethyst is a light purple. Again, with this charm, you can have the pearl on or off of the jewellery. So it's going to be up to you, Bronnie. And I hope you're happy with that one as well. So 4 oysters, donating the shells. Now that you've seen the items, is there certain colours that you are hoping for? No, Bronnie, you're very, very welcome. Okay, so oyster number 1. There's one side. And the other side. And in here, you've got a gorgeous TARDIS blue to start with. There's no more in that one. Excuse me. So gorgeous TARDIS blue to start with here. There we go. Moving on to oyster number 2. So this one should then be the 4 pearl oyster, because with the purple queenly gifts, it's guaranteed 4 pearl oyster. Now it's only in the purple ones, so this one should, and it is, you are quadding. And there's no more in that one. So if I dry these up for you as well. Okay, so here we have a brighter watermelon, a pastel apple green, a dark purple, and then the last one here is a strawberries and cream. So strawberries and cream is a cream, and then can you see it turns into that pinky tone and then back into that cream colour. So strawberries and cream, dark purple, apple green and watermelon to start with. Moving on to the next set of 2 oysters here. There's one side and the other side. And in here, this is your 4 pearl oyster quadding from the second queenly gift here. And there's no more in that one. Look at these colours here. So if I dry these up again, and if I pop them in the sand, you have got a watermelon, a lilac purple, a gold, and a chocolate bronze. Okay, so another watermelon, lilac purple, gold and chocolate bronze. And then moving on to your last oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here we have a bridal white, and there's no more in that one. Okay, Bronnie, what do you think to all of these, my lovely? So if we go from the top, the two single pearls here are a bridal white and a TARDIS blue. Then your first set of quads is a watermelon, pastel apple green, dark purple and a strawberries and cream. Second set of quads is a watermelon, lilac purple, bright gold and a darker chocolatey bronze. Now if you're happy with these, Bronnie, would you like one on the jewellery? And if not, that's absolutely fine, you don't have to have any on the jewellery. So the bridal white's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. TARDIS blue's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. First quad watermelon's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Apple green's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Dark purple's not a 5, he's a runaway. Not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And the strawberries and cream is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Second watermelon from the second set of quads is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Lilac purple's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Would you like them all on jump rings, or would you like some on the jewellery as well, Bronnie? The gold is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And the chocolate bronze is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. So if I just bring you back up here. And yes, would you like any on the jewellery, or is it just all on jump rings? Okie dokie. I'm just going to pop them in here for you then. And I'm just going to write that down as well. I know I've highlighted, but if I write it as well. On jump ring, and then there's no pearl on there. Okay, Bronnie, thank you for the donations with your shells. The invoice will get sent across tomorrow for you, and it will go to the email address tomorrow. Over the weekend. I've got to be careful at the weekends now, just because it's busy in the mornings. So it will get sent to you over the weekend, and it will go to the email address that's on the order form. I hope you're happy with that, Bronnie, my lovely. You're very, very welcome, and that's safe up there for you. Okay, oh bless you, Chloe, thank you for the stars there. Thank you, my lovely. Up next today is Kathy Rax. Kathy, are you here? Kathy, hello, hello, hello. So Kathy, you have got 4 oysters altogether, mystery oysters for you, and donating your shells. Is there certain colours you're hoping for? So I'm just getting this open. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let's go down for you as well. Your oyster number 1. Lighter pop there. Oh, and you have a runaway brighter coral there. He kind of just popped out as the knife went in there. So there is your mother of pearl. So you've got a brighter coral there. And if we have a squidge in here, just see if there's any more in here. There is. You are twinning. And you're twinning for brighter corals there. So if I pop them in the sand, beautiful brighter coral twins to start with. Visually they may be slightly different sizes, but we'll measure them at the end just to see what they're doing. Moving on to your oyster number 2, which again is a mystery oyster here. Lighter double pop with that one. And in here, there is your mother of pearl. And I can see straight away we have a darker silvery purple, and there's no more in that one. So he's a base silver with a purple overtone. If I pop him in the sun for you, you can definitely see that gorgeous purple coming through. And then moving on to your next oyster. A nice pop there again. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And if we have a squidge in here, oh, you have got a candy floss pink. There's no more in that one. So again, I'm just going to pop the candy floss pink next to the purple. And then moving on to your last oyster, Kathy, which again is the mystery oyster. Again, a beautiful pop there. And in here, there is your mother of pearl. And I can definitely see a peeper down the bottom here. And you're twinning. Twinning with icy blue twins. Now if I just dry them up, I can just have a look to see if they are two-tonal or not. They are two-tonal. As soon as they started moving, I could see it there. So these icy blue twins, they are definitely different sizes to each other. So let me go through. This is the visually smaller of the two. Can we see? It's just slightly different with the two-tonal twins there. This one is definitely visually larger, and he's brighter with slightly lighter areas. Okay, so altogether we've got coral twins, two-tonal icy blue twins, and then purple with the silver and candy floss pink. Choosing a few items. Okay, Kathy, that's not a problem, my lovely. If I run them through the board, your coral number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Coral number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. So they are actually measuring the same size there. Candy floss pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, he is a 6. Silver purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And then blue number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And blue number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. So they're definitely measuring different sizes there. Laura, thank you for the stars, my lovely. Thank you for the tea bag. So, Kathy, if I pop these in here, and I'll make a note saying that you're going to email with possible jewellery choices. Now, if you change your mind and you just like them sent loosely, that's absolutely fine as well. But please email me either way, because I won't send these on until I've heard from you, if that's okay. Okay, so I've got that down for you, my lovely. Thank you for the donations of your shells as well. And that's safe up there for you. Very happy. You're very welcome. And I hope you're happy with everything once it arrives. You okay? Mm-hmm. Thank you, Bab. Oh, he's just gone, guys. I'm sorry. He was at this certain time. I have to sometimes take a certain medication, so he just came in to give me that. So I apologise. I had to sort of bend off camera there. He photobombed me. Oh, did he? I didn't see. Did he come in? Did he? Oh, bless him. I didn't even see that. Right. Up next today is Anne Lewis. Anne, are you here? I've got an itchy end of my nose. Where's the... Like, right on this... Like, what's that bit called? It must have a name. Do you know the round bit? the end bit, right on the end. That bit is itchy today. Anne, hello, my lovely. You have got 2 openings altogether. So 2 mystery oysters, and you'd like to donate... There we go. You'd like to donate your shells. Are there any certain colours you're hoping for? Oh, really? Did he? Oh, I'm going to have to watch it back and see what he did. Oh, I want to know now. Right, let's go down. So, your mystery oyster number 1. You've got a lighter pop there. There's your mother of pearl. Oh, the site wouldn't accept me supported today, so I had to do... Oh, bless you, Anne. I'll write that down. Give me just a moment. I'll write it down, my lovely. So I can actually see in here... Oh, and he popped out. You've got a pastel yellow. There's no more in that one. So your first pearl out is a pastel yellow. It's called the tip. Yeah, I always call it a different name each time I talk about the end of my nose. I don't know why, it comes up in conversation quite a lot. But yeah, it's and it must have a name. I don't know. Right, and moving on to oyster number 2, you've got a softer pop there as well. Ooh, and in here, 1 runaway, but I can see that you are twinning. Let me hold that up and pop that out there. And you're twinning with 2 tonal autumn peach pearls. There's no more in that one. Yeah, there's got to be Laura, hasn't there? There's names for like every tiny little square inch, isn't there? Right, and I'm going to show you around each of these pearls just because they are 2 tonal, and when we have 2 tonal pearls, the markings won't be identical to the twin. Okay, so twin number 1, It's lighter and then you get brighter as you go around the pearl there. And then twin number 2 is again brighter and then lighter. So twin number 2 I'd say is overall the brighter of the 2 twins, but both of them are two-tonal. And then you've got your lemon yellow at the top as well. What do you think to these, Anne? Now, if you're happy with these, that's perfect. I'll need to know which ones you'd like on the jewellery. And if you're not happy, that's absolutely fine. We can swap them for you. Your lemon yellow is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. And autumn peach number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. And autumn peach number 2, which is the brighter of the 2, is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5 as well. So they're measuring the same size there. You'd like to see some purples. Okie dokie, let's have a look. Okay. I'm just going to grab you one of each purple. And then you can, obviously, if any purple, if you like any of them, I'll match it up for you, if that's the case. Yep, there's space available today if you would like to order. I'll do an updated order list once we get to the end of the current one if you would like, if anybody would like to order. Okay, so we've got 5 different purples here. Now I should be able to match all of these. This end one may be slightly difficult, but I'll definitely have a good shot if that's the colour you would like. So you have got this brighter purple, light grape purple, then grape purple. This is a dark Cadbury purple. So I've got slightly brighter Cadbury purples as well, but when you've got the grape and the Cadbury next to each other, you can't always see the difference on the camera, which is why I've grabbed a slightly darker one there, because then you can definitely see the difference. And then you've got that dark purple as well. Are any of these what you're looking for? I'll number them just to make it easier. So you've got number 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So I'll say that again. 1 is bright purple, 2 is light grape purple, 3 is grape purple, 4 is the darker Cadbury purple, and 5 is the dark deep purple. Can you have a pair of number 1s, please, and keep the yellow? You can indeed. Let me just see if we can match him. Ah, perfect. Okay, so I'll hold this up for you in just a moment. Let me just take the other ones away. Can you confirm, are you happy with those there? If you can confirm for me. And then, of course, is it the purples that are going on the jewellery? So we're going to have purple times on there. Yeah, if there's an issue with the codes, please pop me an email over And then I can definitely have a look into it for you. A lot of the time the codes are fine, but there is that rare occasion where it doesn't go through properly. So if that's the case, pop me over, sorry, I can't speak, an email, and we can get it sorted that way for you. And fantastic, perfect. Okay, I've got that all down for you. So thank you for the donations with your shells. Purple on the earrings, perfect. I thought so, but I just needed to double check. And yeah, I hope you're happy with, oh, let me make a note. I hope you're happy with everything once it arrives. Okay, and that's safe up there for you. Right, up next today, I'm looking for... oh, bless you, Jan. Well, I'll try and get to see it over the weekend. Let me write this down. I can't always do emails over the weekend, but I'll see if I can get to yours. There we go. Right, up next today is Leanne Dexter with K. Or is it Kai? Oh, I'm so sorry. Is it Kai? I'm so sorry. So, Leanne Dexter, are you here? And yes, it's Kai. Sorry. Hello, my lovely. Yeah, I apologise for that. But hello. Now, Kai, you have got one opening altogether. What type of oyster would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? What do you think? Can we have a mystery and keep the shells? Of course we can. So, mystery oyster, keeping the shells. Is there a certain colour that you're hoping for here? So, oh, I might have to top this bag up in a little while. Mystery oyster, let's get him open. And let's go down. So, your mystery oyster, my lovely. Got a lighter pop there, hoping for a yellow. Okay, so in here there is your mother of pearl. Now I'll clean them up in oh no. Okay, so the oyster got stuck to the knife and your pearls, because you are twinning, both fell out there. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry, Kai. Let me have a squidge here. There's no more in that one. Oh, I'm sorry. It got stuck to the knife then, my lovely. But you are twinning. And you're twinning with two Lavender purples, which are like this slightly darker than lilac purple. Now, of course, if you're not happy with this colour, we can swap one or both of them for you. So if you would like that yellow, we can definitely swap in your yellow, and another colour as well. Or like I say, if you're happy with this, that's absolutely perfect. What do you think to these? Almost lilac purples. They're quite a nice lighter, brighter purple. If I run these ones through the board for you. Purple number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And purple number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7 as well. So they're measuring the same size there. Keep both of them. Perfect. Those are yours. I'm just going to wrap these shells up for you, Kai. Again, I'm sorry the oyster went flying then and the pearls sort of came out on their own. But I'm glad you're happy with both of the pearls. So I'm popping your name on the shells as well for you. And then let's pop this in here. Okay. So Kai and Leanne, I hope you're both happy with everything. I've wrapped up your shells as well. And that's safe up there for you, my lovely. Perfect. Okay, and up next then today is Diane Brown. Diane, are you here? Diane, hello, 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 hello. No, Leanne, you're very, very welcome, and I'm glad. So, Diane, my lovely, you have got a queenly gift, and you have the blue queenly gift. So that's this bottom one, which is the bracelet or anklet parcel. So let's go down for your one. Now, is there a would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells with this one, my lovely? Oh, and I can see your anklet right on the top there, and you have 1 and 2 oysters. So your anklet is the flower anklet. Now I'm just looking, I don't know where that grey board has gone. Do you know the board that I normally pop the jewellery on? I think I took it. I'm not quite sure where it went. So let's use this. You've got the flower anklet. So overall it has got 4 almost like daisy flowers on this anklet. And then each flower can move in its own section. So it's got the little stopper balls here which can't move, so they are stagnant all the way around the anklet. But then these flowers can move in between them, so they will sort of be moving around as you're moving around. Now with this one, I would put the pearl in between these 2 flowers here, so the pearl would move in between the flowers while the flowers are moving in their own sections, if that makes sense. However, you don't have to have the pearl on the jewellery, so you can have the anklet as it is and the pearls loose, or you can choose to have the pearls on the jewellery. So that's going to be up to you, my lovely. Okay, but I hope you're happy with the anklet there. Love it. Perfect. And you'd like to donate your shells. Thank you very much. Now you've seen your item of jewellery, is there a certain colour pearl that you're hoping for? So, oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. And your first oyster, you've got a brighter Oh, it's in between a sunshine and a lemon yellow there. There's no more in that one. So that's in between a sunshine and a lemon yellow. And then, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. And in here, oh, you have a bright hot pink. And there's no more in that one. So you've got a sunshine yellow and a hot pink to pick from. What do you think to these, Diane? Now, if you're happy and you'd like one on the jewellery, that's perfect. If you prefer to have the pearls loose and no pearls on the jewellery, that's absolutely fine as well. You just need to let me know. So there is your pink and your yellow in the sand. And if I run these ones through the board for you, your pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And your yellow is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. Yellow on the anklet and a hoop fitting on the pink. Of course. That's absolutely fine. Let me just pop these on here and then I'm going to write that down for you. So we're going to have yellow on the anklet and then be invoiced for a hoop fitting on the pink. I've got that down for you. Diane, you're very, very welcome. Your invoice will also get sent across for you tomorrow and it will go to the email address that's on the order form. Thank you for the donations with your shells. And that's safe up there for you. Good evening, Neil. Okay, perfect. Up next then is Julie Hanwell. Julie, are you here? Hello, good evening. Welcome to everybody joining. Hello. I'm looking for Julie. Hello, my lovely. You have got a Queenly Gift Sparkle today. So you've got one of the purple Queenly Gifts. So these are these ones up here. So let's go down. Take this slip off here. Now, Julie, let's get your parcel open. So oyster wise, we've got 1 and then 2, and then here is your charm. Now again, this is a charm that is not on the website yet. So you have got the mirror triangle crystal charm. So you can see that the triangle is quite a nice size triangle. This is the side of it, so that's quite a thick triangle. It's got the point on either side, and then the front of the triangle, depending on where the light hits it, will be blue, yellow or purple flashes back at you. So I hope you're happy with that one, my lovely. With this one, you can have the pearl on or off. So again, you get to pick what you'd like to do with that, have it on or off. With your oysters, would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? So your oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are quadding. There's no more in that one. And you are quadding with bright watermelon, a gold, a blush pink, and a darker gunmetal grey. So gorgeous bright watermelon, gold, blush pink, and gunmetal grey. Just going to move these up slightly. And then moving on to your second oyster. There's one side and the other side, and in here you are twinning, and there's no more. Oh, what's going on today? Sorry, the oyster, as I closed it, pinched the kitchen towel. Oh, it's one of those days, isn't it? Gosh. Okay, so you're twinning with lighter pastel apple green twins here. We can definitely see one is brighter than the other. Okay, Julie, what do you think to these? Now, if you'd like a pearl on the jewellery, let me know. If you prefer to have no pearls on the jewellery, that's absolutely fine. You have got a watermelon, a gold, a blush pink, and a darker gunmetal grey, and then twinning apple greens, one bright one and one slightly lighter one. If I run them through the board, your dark gunmetal grey is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Your blush pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Gold is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And a watermelon is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Lighter apple green twin number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And the slightly brighter apple green twin is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7 as well. So they are measuring the same size there. What do you think? What would you like to do, Julie? Did you hear it? No. How did you hear it? Can you have the watermelon on the charm? Think of pay for a hoop fitting on the charm, please. Can you have... Yes, you've got a hoop fitting on the charm. That is definitely down here. And can you have pin caps on the others? And you'd like watermelon on that charm. Perfect. I honestly thought I got away with it. Was that allowed you on then? I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so let me just write this down for you. We're going to have watermelon on there. And then you'd like to be invoiced for the others. With the pin caps. Okay, I've got that down for you. Again, your invoice will get sent across tomorrow, and it'll over the weekend, and it'll go to the email address that's on the order form. Julie, thank you for the donations with your shells. And that's safe up there for you as well. I'm sorry, it's because I read the word lots of times then. What's the yawn count? Oh, it's too many at the very start, Neil. I couldn't stop. I'm sorry, guys. Right, up next today is Kate Seaman. Kate, are you here? Kate, hello, 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 hello. Kate, you have got 2 openings altogether. What 2 oysters would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Can you have mystery and a Nunu and donate the shells? Okay, so mystery, and I've actually got them on the desk today, and a Nunu. Okay, so donating the shells, perfect. Is there certain colours that you're hoping for today, Kate? So there's both the oysters open there. Perfect. So let's go down. We're going to start with your mystery oyster. Lighter pop there. And inside oyster number 1, there is your mother of pearl. And you are twinning. And you're hoping for possibly purples. Okay, well, to start with, you are twinning with Pinkle twins here. So these are base pink, and they've got that slight kind of purple overtone to them. However, they are also slightly different shades of Pinkle to each other. So you've got one which is slightly brighter on this side, and then one which is lighter on the other side. So Pinkle twins, slightly different shades there. Moving on to oyster number 2, which again is this, no, sorry, this one is a Nunu rainbow oyster. There's one side. And the other side. And in here, you are twinning for a second time. So 2 sets of twins here, and both sets of twins have got a lighter and a darker pearl. So the second set of twins is you've got a black cherry and a burgundy red. So one brighter is the lighter burgundy red, then the black cherry is the darker of the 2. So definitely different colours again. Kate, what do you think to these? If you're happy with these, that's perfect. I'll need to know which ones you would like on your jewellery. And again, if you're not happy, we can swap them for you. Slightly darker Pinkle is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And the lighter Pinkle is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he is a 7. So I'm measuring the same size there. And then the darker black cherry is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And the brighter burgundy red is not a 5, oh, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Can you have the Pinkles on the earrings? Of course you can. Let me bring you up. And I'm glad you're happy with the colours here. So I'm just going to pop these in here and then I can write that down for you. Okay, so we're going to have Pinkle on there. Okay, Kate, I hope you're happy with that then. That's safe up there for you, and thank you for the donations with your shells as well. Perfect. Wonderful. No, you're very, very welcome, my lovely. Now up next today, let me just book this in. Is Amy Lavo. Oh, is it Amy Mizzle? Is that correct? I hope so. Amy, are you here? Judith, I hope you're having a lovely time. He's doing really well, thank you, Neil. We went out today. We went to Stannick Lakes, and he just, every dog that he wasn't allowed to say hello to, he would bark at. Now, with Kovu, we took Kovu to puppy training classes, but with Rafiki, we haven't done that because, well, we've done the classes, so we haven't done that yet. Because I say yet, because his barking, when the dog's nearby, if he can't go and sort of say, hello, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to meet you. If he can't go and do that, he'll just bark at them in an excited way. So I think I'm now going to have to take him to puppy class to get him used to other dogs, which are not dogs in the family. Does that make sense? So he's doing really well, apart from wanting to, yeah, either jump on all the other dogs in a friendly way because he's only a little puppy, or to just bark at them. So it's one of those. Amy, hello. Amy, you've got one opening and a queenly gift. So if it's okay with you, we'll do your opening first and then your queenly gift afterwards. So with your oyster opening, what type of oyster would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? What's a pet corrector? I've never heard of that, Rebecca. Oh, Amy, yeah, I've just booked it in. Sorry, my lovely. You've got 2 oyster openings altogether. I literally just booked it in as well. Gosh. So yeah, what 2 oysters would you like, my lovely? It was I think it was the busiest I've seen Stannick Lakes today though. The weather was lovely and of course it's bank holiday weekend. It was so busy. I don't know what it is, Rebecca. What is it? What does it do? Is it like a spray possibly? Pet corrector. I don't know. It's not. So some of the play area is still closed down. So it's more the sandy bit of the play area that's open, and the back bit, or if you carry on going to the end, that bit's still closed down. The fire was terrible there. Yeah, so it's still not 100%, but hopefully they can. I don't know what the plans are, to be honest, but yeah, hopefully they can do something to make it what it was. Oh, it's compressed air. Do you spray them then? Is that... Sorry, I've never heard of it before. What does it do? Stop them barking? Like a puff of air, possibly. Like, oh, what was that? One of those. Oh, Amy, sorry, I didn't see that, my lovely. So 2 mystery oysters and to donate your shells. Amy, is there certain colours that you're hoping for? So 1 and 2. There's 1. Sorry about the tea. Oh, no, don't be silly. We all love a good tea, so if it's spilt, it's not a problem. The picture's still okay, so it's not a problem, my lovely. Is there certain colours you're hoping for? Let's go down. So, like your first mystery oyster, sort of a quiet pop there. And in here, there is your mother of pearl. And straight away, Amy, you are twinning. And there's no more in that one. So twinning with chocolate pearls here to start with, Amy. And then moving on to oyster number 2, which is your mystery oyster. Ooh, louder pop with that one. And in here, we've got a slight runaway already. So if I just move this over, so you've got a darker runaway, but then you've got a lighter peeper. So 2, I should say 3. And 4, so with your second oyster, you are quadding. Amy, 5 pearls, 2 oysters. Let me just dry these up as well. We'll pop them in the sand. What do you think to these? Now I will need to know which pearl you would like on your jewellery. And of course, if you're not happy with these colours, we can swap them for you as well. So you had twinning chocolates to start with, and then your quadding oyster is a icy blue, a gold, a coral, and a darker gunmetal grey. What do you think to these? So if I run these ones through the board for you. Chocolate pearl number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Chocolate pearl number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. So they're measuring the same size there. Darker gunmetal grey is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. The coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Your gold is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And the icy blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he is a 7. Good evening, Mary. Amy, what do you think? Trade the icy blue for a apple green. And one of the chocolates for rose gold, and the rose gold in the jewellery. Okie dokie. Should we go for a slightly darker rose? Ah, that one's perfect. Okay, so if you can just have a look at these for me, Amy, and let me know what you think of these here. So I've taken away the icy blue and the chocolate in the corner, and then I've added in that apple green and the rose gold. Are you happy with those? Perfect, perfect. Okay. So if I bring you back up again. Oh, it was rose gold in the jewellery, wasn't it? Just going to write that down for you, my lovely. And then you also have a queenly gift as well. And you've got the white queenly gift. So with that one, are we donating the shells again there? Okay, so if we grab the white queenly gift for you, which is actually a pendant. So, oh, missed the basket then. Let's dive in there and let's go down. So donating again, thank you, my lovely. We get this open for you. Okay, so we have, oh, one. Oh, I love this one. Two. And here is your pendant. Please don't let it be a spider. It's not the spider. It is an animal, but it's not the spider. Why can't, there we go. Okay, so it is the owl. Now he's a moving pendant, so let me just explain. The pearl is going to be sitting in the belly of the owl. Okay, so you won't see that disc, the pearl will be there. You then have the wings that have come round and are enclosing that pearl in. Okay. The head of the owl is encrusted with crystals with black for the eyes there. And then the body part and the head are can move independently. So the pearl, so the bottom as you're walking around will sort of give a little wiggle and a little jiggle. You love owls. Oh, I love that. Well, I hope you're happy with this one. So the pearl will definitely need to go into the centre of that pendant there. Okay, so if we get these open for you, would there be certain colour or colours that you're hoping for, Amy? 2 oysters there. So starting with oyster number 1. Hoot pendant, bless you, Jutta, thank you. Okay, so there's one side and the other side. And in oyster number 1, oh, look at him. There is no more in that one. You have got a two-tonal. Two-tonal silver, very mottled, almost galaxy-esque. So, look at him. So you've got that gorgeous, almost looks like an eye with the markings there. Can you see that? It's gorgeous, but then even as you go round, it's got the different markings. So quite an unusual two-tonal silvery pearl there. And then moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. And in here you've got a darker pearl again. And there's no more in that one. And you have a black cherry. Okay, so we can't swap these pearls. As pearls from the Queenly Gifts, we aren't allowed to swap. So I will need to know which one of these two you would like in that hoot pendant, so in the owl pendant. That darker two-tonal sort of silvery with the lighter and the darker there, or that deep dark black cherry. What do you think, Amy? The black cherry is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And the two-tonal silver is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he is an 8.5. Silver in the jewellery, perfect. So let me just write that down for you, Amy. Linda, bless you, thank you for the stars there. Very, very kind of you. Okay, so Amy, gonna have the two-tonal silver there. Perfect. So I hope you're happy with everything once it arrives, my lovely. Thank you for the donations of your shells, and that's safe up there for you. You're very, very welcome. Oh, bless you, Elizabeth. Hello, thank you for watching. Right, up next then today is Kathy Rax. Kathy, are you here? Give me 2 seconds, sorry. There we go. Kathy, hello my lovely. Kathy, you've got 2 Queenly Gifts. You've got 1 red, 1 white. Let's go down. So, in your red parcel, okay. Now we've got 1, 2, and your pair of earrings here. Now, like I said, I haven't got that board because I tied it up and I just didn't put it. I can't see it, which means I've put it away, which means I'm not sure where it is just yet. So I'm going to hold the earrings in my hand if that's okay. Now these are 925 silver. They are stud back earrings and they are the blue petal earrings. So we've got these on the website, Kathy, and we also have a matching pendant on the website as well. Now the pearl, so I'm just going to get it focused. There we go. The pearl sits in the centre of these earrings here, and the petals of these earrings are like a blue greeny kind of colour, which have got a enamel filling to them. So they're base silver, so if I turn it around you can still see the silver, it's just they've got that enamel coating to give them that colour. So both your pearls will need to be in the centre of those earrings there, so we'll definitely need to know what colours to go on there. And then the white parcel, which is the pendant. Okay, so in here 1 and 2. And you have got one of our elegant pendants, Kathy. Okay, so this is, oh, I want to say it's the cube pendant possibly. If I show you, it's like a diamond shape or a kite shape or a square turned shape. So it's a hollow diamond, I'm going to call it. And your pearl hangs at the bottom here. Again, it can move around slightly. And you've got a little crystal in this bottom half of this diamonds there as well, just to give it that little bit of sparkle. You'll find this pendant on the website under the elegant section. So Kathy, I hope you're happy with that one as well. So both of your items will definitely need to know what pearl colour you'd like on each one. Okay. So donating the shells with these ones, Kathy. And is there certain colours that you're hoping for? Okay, so oyster number 1. There's one side. And the other side. And oyster number 1, Kathy, you are quadding. There's no more in that one. Okay. So we have got a brighter coral, a lemon yellow, a dark silver with a purple overtone, and a creamy white. So coral, lemon yellow, two-tonal purpley silver, and a creamy white to start with. Then moving on to your oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. And in here we have got a dark purple. There's no more in that one. No, really, Amy? Oh gosh. Moving on to oyster number 3. Okay, so these are the oysters which came with the pendant now. So there's one side and the other side. And you are quadding 2 sets of quads, Kathy. So that's your second set there. Now these ones are definitely brighter than the first set. Okay, so we have got, I'm going to move your single dark purple out the way just a second. You've got a brighter coral than the first one, a gold, a icy blue, and a blush pink. Okay, so second set of twins, coral, gold, icy blue, and a blush pink there. And then moving on to your last oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here you have got a lilac purple. There's no more in that one. Kathy, what do you think to all of these? I'll need to know which one you'd like on the pendant. And then with the earrings, we can swap one pearl to match another pearl if you'd like to have matching colours for the earrings. So we can do that if you would like to as well. So from the top we've got a, oh, let me get it focused for you. A coral, lemon yellow, two-tonal silver with that purple overtone and a creamy white. Then you've got a brighter coral, gold, icy blue, blush pink, and then a dark purple and a lilac purple. If I run them through the board for you, creamy white is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. Two-tonal silver purple's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. And your lemon yellow is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5 as well. And then your coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. Coral number 2 from the second quadding oyster is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. And your gold's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. Icy blue's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. And your blush pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. Purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. And the lighter lilac purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. Okay, Kathy, what do you think and what would you like to do? You can indeed, so swap the purple for a matching, oh, let's move that pink up there. Just getting a matching icy blue for you. Oh, that's just a touch. There we go. And then lilac on the pendant, that's perfect as well. Okay, just confirm for me if you're happy with that blue there. I'm just going to bring you up so I can write this down for you. Okie dokie. So we're going to have icy blue and lilac. Kathy, I hope you're happy with that, my lovely. Again, very happy. We'll email you for the other pearls. Yeah, that's not a problem. I've got that note down for you on the other one. Yeah, I hope you're happy with everything, my lovely. Thank you again for the donations of your shells. And I do hope you're happy with everything once it arrives. And that's up there for you. Okay. And up next today is Angie Broadhurst. Angie, are you here? I'm just looking for the email you sent. Angie, hello. Hello. Oh, I've just sent that back with a... Oh no, the spelling mistake was corrected. That's fine. I was going to say I did not spell that correctly then. So Angie, you have got 4 openings altogether. What 4 oysters would you like, my lovely? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? So Angie, 4 oysters altogether. What 4 oysters would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Ooh, 3 mystery, 1 natural. Now, is there certain colours that you're hoping for? 1, 2 and 3. And 1, is that? Yep, that's the normals bag. Just have to double check that. Because the normals, I've said it before, the normals and the 4 pearl oyster bag are very similar. Now, my mother-in-law has said to me that she might be able to make me some more bags. I've just got to get the fabric so she can have a look into it. Because these bags, they are getting quite old now. So maybe that they're going to be changing designs. Might not be for a little while yet, but that's exciting. Let's see what comes out. Okay, so let's go down. Mystery oyster number 1. Oh, deep pop there. And in here, there is your mother of pearl. Okay, so if I have a squidge in here, oh, we have a bright, I was going to say watermelon, but he's got a very pinky tone, but I don't think it's a pink. Okay, so I'm going to say it's a watermelon, Angie, but he's a very pinky watermelon. Look at him. He is gorgeous. But can you see what I mean? He's very pinky watermelon. Moving on to oyster number 2. Quite a nice pop there. And in here, there is your mother of pearl. So we have a darker chocolatey colour here. There's no more in that one. And here is your chocolate purple. I was going to say chocolate purple. No, I think it's just quite a nice, deep, rich chocolate. 2 seconds, I'm ever so sorry. And then your 3rd mystery oyster. Again, quite a nice deep pop there. And there is your mother of pearl. And if we have a squidge in here, oh, the shell is coming apart slightly there. We have a darker pearl. There's no more in that one. And your darker one here is a dark gunmetal grey. Look at him, actually. He's gorgeous, isn't he? So he's got that sheen to him. Almost looks like he's got a little bit of green to him. I'm so sorry. I've got hiccups, Angie. I'm trying to talk through them. If you can hear me sort of stuttering, I'm asking Aaron for a drink so I can try and get rid of them. Oh. And then moving on to your natural oyster here. Okay, so there's one side and the other side, and you are twinning. There's no more in that one. Now these to me don't, let me just double check, I don't actually think these ones are natural colours. It's so frustrating. We're sort of getting a hit and miss of natural colours, which ones are which. You're twinning chocolate pearls. I'm actually going to say that they're not natural pearls there, so I do apologise, but of course we can swap them if you're not happy, Angie. So you've got a chocolate, a watermelon, a dark gunmetal green, and then twinning chocolates. Now we'll need to know which 3 pearls you'd like on your jewellery, and also if you have a preference to which one at the top, the middle and the bottom. So the gunmetal with the green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Watermelon's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. The chocolate's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. And then chocolate twin number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And the chocolate number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Charlotte, I'm fine, thank you, and thank you ever so much for the stars there, my lovely. Oh, okay, so let me bring you back up. You'd like to have that gunmetal-y colour. Would you like it to have the flash of green in the 2 that we're adding in as well? And are you happy if I match it off of the live? Just because with the gunmetals, first of all, I don't have them next to me, but second of all, I've got many different shades of the darker pearls, so it'll just take, I prefer to go through them in the daylight if that's okay. Let me write this down though. So swap both chocolate to match gunmetal. Would you like them to see if I do have any with that flash of green, or are you happy with the darker gunmetal colour? Don't need the green flash, and swap of the live is fine. Okay, perfect. For gunmetal, if I put in brackets, don't need green flash, so that means there's definitely not going to be a wait. I can definitely, thank you Aaron, get that swapped for you, and then I can get those on there. So yeah, definitely not a wait. It's just I'll do that off the live, and I'll try and get them sized matching as well for you. I hope you're happy with that, Angie. So that's on there for you. Let me just double check. So we've got all 3 on gunmetal on the jewellery. We're going to swap both of the chocolate twins to match the gunmetal, and then we don't need the green flash if we can't do that. No, Angie, you're very welcome. Thank you for the donations of your shells there, and that's safe up there for you. Could you also change the other chocolate for a dove grey? Yes, of course I can. Again, I don't have them next to me at the moment. There's not a swap because I had them out earlier in the week. So I can definitely do that. So if I also put swap chocolate for dove grey. Perfect. Okay, so that's again a safe up there for you, and I hope you're happy with that, Angie. Okay. Up next then today is Wendy Pierce. Wendy, are you here? Yeah, we do, Sandy. Not all the time, but we do. Angie, you're very welcome. At the moment, we've got our Queenly gifts on, which is little parcels, red, white and blue. In the red, there are earrings and oysters. White is a pendant and oyster, and blues is a bracelet or anklet and oyster. And then, so these are all at a discounted price. And then we've got the purples up here, which are for our supporters or subscribers. And they are crystal charms with a guaranteed 4 pearl oyster and another oyster. All the others also have a chance of a 4 pearl oyster along with another oyster. Not always, but there are definitely there in there. Some, lots in there. And Wendy, hello, my lovely. Let me have a look. You've got 2 openings altogether. 2 mystery oysters. And, there's 2 left in there. I can definitely top it back up again, though. 2 mystery oysters and donate your shells. Thank you very much. Now, is there certain colours you're hoping for today, Wendy? Let's go down. Mystery oyster. Lighter pop there. Oh, and pearl started coming out the front as I started opening it up. There's your mother of pearl. Wendy, you are twinning. And you're twinning with slight pinkle pearls here. There's no more in that one. So again, these are a base pink and they've got that slight purple overtone to them. So pinkly pearls there. Only slight purple, but you can definitely see it. Hoping for Cadbury purples. Okay. Moving on to oyster number 2. Now this one is again a mystery oyster. And in here, there's no pearls on that side, a little bit of flesh. And, I can see down the bottom, you have got a coral. And I think, is that a feel? It is in here. Boop. You are twinning. I could feel the hardness of the pearl then, but I couldn't see it. So, twinning corals. Wendy, 2 sets of twins here. Now, if you would like to swap one or even both sets, we can do so, or even possibly one of each. For Cadbury purples, that's not a problem. If you prefer to keep these, that's absolutely fine as well. But what do you think? Slight pinkle twins and coral twins. So let me run these through the board for you. Pinkle number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Pinkle number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And then the coral number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And coral number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He is a 7.5. What do you think, Wendy? What would you like to do? Please swap the coral twins for Cadbury purples, of course. Cadbury purple, here we go. I'm fine, thank you, Patricia. How are you? So swap the Cadbury's for Cadbury purple. I think I just said swap the Cadbury for Cadbury. Swap the coral for Cadbury. Let me just get some which are matching sizes for you. And then it's, oh, I think, let me just see these in the sand. Perfect. And then it's the purples on the earring. Oh no, so it's not, it's the pinkles. Hang on, Wendy, can I just confirm for you, my lovely? So we've swapped the corals for the purples, and hopefully they're okay for you there. And then you'd like the pinkles on the jewellery. Is that correct? So if those purples are okay, can you just confirm it's then the pinkles you would like on the jewellery? Just going to bring you up. There we go. I didn't think the camera was going to move. Then I was like, oh. Right, let me go have a look over here while I'm waiting for your comment to come through, my lovely. Perfect. Please put the purples on the jewellery. Oh, and pinkles on studs. I do apologise. Of course you can. Sorry, that's my fault, Wendy. I misunderstood. That's, of course, not a problem. Let's pop this on here. So purple on there. And then you'd like to be invoiced for the pinkles on studs. Perfect. That invoice will get sent across tomorrow for you, and it will go to the email address that's on the order form. Sorry, not tomorrow. It will be over the weekend. Hopefully it will be tomorrow. I do have an appointment in the morning, that's all, so I don't know that's why I keep saying over the weekend. No, you're very, very welcome, my lovely. So that's safe up there for you, and I do hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. Very, very welcome. Okie dokie. Oh, had a slight shiver then. Now I'm just looking to see if we have, if that's the end of the order list or not. Just checking both websites. Sorry, it takes a moment to jump between the two. It is. That is the end of the order list for today. We're going to be live again on, what day is it today? It's Friday. We're going to be live again on Sunday evening. We'll start the live from around 7:30 p.m. I hope you'll have a lovely rest of the weekend, guys. Enjoy your Jubilee celebrations if you're doing anything. And I'll see you Sunday evening. Thank you all for joining us today. Take care. Bye.